Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sit in It for a Bit with Arne and Carlos. And we are, as always, your hosts.
Arne and Carlos.
And we are back with our second of Advent special. Time flies, doesn't it?
It does.
And in order to start our second Advent special, we do need to light some candles.
And I had some matches.
Oh, well, I put them here.
Oh.
So we've got our matches. This year we're doing matches again because, these were absolutely irresistible. It's not product placement. It's just I love matches.
And we paid for them.
Yeah, we paid for them. And these are actually Swedish matches. And they are called solstickan.
I think that's the normal Swedish match.
Yeah, it says Swedish quality matches in the back. But look at this beautiful...
What are our called?
Container. I don't know. Fyrsticker?
Fyrsticker? I have no clue.
Anyway, look at this. This is so lovely. And then underneath you got the striker, and then you can buy refills for these, and the refills come with a striker that you can take out and put here in case this one's worn out.
Because I think they're almost too nice to use.
I know.
That's my problem.
But we have plenty of refills because I got a lot. Anyway, we are doing this. I'm going to let you do it because you know what happens when I do it. People do remember a few years ago when I lit
and when
a whole matchbox.
And Helmer also.
Yeah.
When his tail came into. So, which one? This one or that one?
Well, that's up to you. You're the matchmaster today.
I think I'm going to do the one that you can see in the front.
Yep.
So, 2 candles.
And there you have it.
The second of Advent.
And we do not put the match back into the beautiful container. It's too beautiful to have worn out matches. So that's only when we have a box.
I can put it on my teacup.
Right, Arne?
Huh?
When we have a box, we can put them back in.
Yeah, because then there's more action. I don't know what happened if you put it back in that one and it lights up.
We don't want it to light up.
No, we don't want to try it either.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of things to celebrate this time.
We do, yes. This is, let's call this our festive episode.
Yes, yeah.
And it's not only festive because of, the Christmas season, the waiting season, the Advent and all of that, but we have a lot of things to celebrate. We've got several milestones that we have exactly crossed. By the time you see this, if you remember, you're seeing this on December 6th, on the exact 10-year anniversary of our channel founding. Mm-hmm. And if you are seeing this on the 7th of December, on the Sunday, then you are seeing it as we start our 10th year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Yeah, exactly. We are celebrating 10 years of Arne and Carlos on YouTube. The very first episode that we posted in 2015 was an episode on how to knit Christmas balls. And we posted it on our channel. We were in Japan at the time.
Yeah. I can't remember how that episode was.
Well, I'll tell you the whole. I'll give you a quick recap because my memory is still intact.
Yeah, you're seeing it.
So in 2015 we met PJ and Eric for the first time. It must have been sometime in February.
Yeah.
By May, June, actually in May we recorded a pilot here for the YouTube channel. And then we recorded a number of episodes in June.
And I remember we were in the greenhouse doing some crocheting.
We were in the greenhouse and we were out in the garden. Yeah. We did the trellis on the wall. We did a lot of fun episodes. And those we recorded in June and August. And then we were looking for the perfect episode to begin our YouTube channel with. And we landed on the Christmas ball episode,
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get the attention, right?
And there were one that failed horribly. We did some candle holders.
Yeah, but I think we published it since.
I think it was published later.
Yeah.
Because that was a bad episode.
It was, yes. Anyway, we posted our Christmas ball tutorial on December 6th of 2015 while we were in Japan. We were doing a promotion tour in Japan. And we really needed to post that episode. And then I think the second episode was a Christmas workshop with Christmas angels or something.
Yeah, we did that also.
Yeah, so we did a couple of Christmassy episodes, hoping to get some views and some people noticing us. And originally, it took a while. Mm. It took a little while before our channel became popular. And in the beginning it was like, oh, we've got 3 views. Oh, we've got 4 views.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got 5 views. But things gradually have improved, and I do have some statistics here. So that very first episode that we posted has been seen 253 times. Actually, 380,000 times. It's not one of our most seen episodes. We have many that have been seen more, but still, it's pretty good. And other fun facts: we are also we're reaching another milestone very soon, which will be 30 million views.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we have as of today, we have 29,950,870 views on our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So we're reaching a new milestone, which is 30 million views.
And also it's kind of amazing because we don't do only knitting. Because
it's a lifestyle channel.
Someone said if you just do one thing, then you grow quicker. But we are a little bit all over the place because that's how we are as people.
Exactly.
We like to do many things.
Yes, we have interests that go beyond knitting, even though knitting is what, our balls is what made us famous. That's what we always say. The Christmas balls is number one. And then, everything else kind of followed. But yeah, the first episode was on December 6, 2015. Got a few views, but the channel has grown organically. And we're also celebrating another milestone, which is the 200,000 subscribers, which we also reached in November during our knit along. Oh, and we have a moose somewhere. Moose. Freya's here.
How many years has she been doing this now?
Freya has been doing this for exactly 10 years.
10 years.
On camera. And another 4 years before that.
Yeah, we had her when we started.
We did, yes.
So she's been part of the YouTube channel for 10 years.
She's been a big part of the channel too. So Freya was born on April 17th, 2012. And she was here for the first... so her first big public appearance was actually for our book Knit and Crochet Garden when she was 3 months old.
Yeah, she was on the blanket.
Because we had done a crochet blanket for her, Freya's blanket. Oh, sorry.
Wait.
And then there's a funny story about the Freya's blanket.
I should take this away because...
No, it's your beautiful teacup.
We use our arms when we talk.
Yeah, I'm very Latin.
Yeah, I put it over here.
Anyway, we had done a crochet blanket for Freya, featured in the book. But then I'd read somewhere that you should bring it to the mother and the puppies and put it there so that when you take the puppy home, the smells of the mother and all the other puppies is there. Yeah. So we came with this beautiful crochet blanket to put it in the... do you remember the breeder's reaction?
Yeah, it was like, she couldn't understand how can you put that in the cage or in the dog thing.
How can you put that amazing, beautiful, handmade, hand crocheted blanket there?
But where is it now?
It's over Freya's cage.
I haven't. No, is it still?
It's always there. So we have Freya has it's not a cage, it's a crate. Freya has a crate, and the blanket is always over the crate. Yeah. It's been there.
It's still over. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, I can't see it anymore because it's been there so many years.
Exactly. That's because
the last time I looked at it, it was big holes in it. So we should actually repair it, I guess.
Yeah.
But that won't happen.
Yeah, but my point being that Freya made a big impression on the whole on our audience already back then with that book Knit and Crochet Garden. The breeder couldn't believe we wanted to throw the blanket in there with all the the smells of poop and pee and whatever. But that's what we wanted Freya to have memories from her early childhood.
Yeah, I don't think she mind.
She doesn't mind. No. And then Freya has been with us for 10 years on YouTube. Everybody knows her. Everybody knows that she loves barking at moose. And just as us, she's aging with grace.
Yeah. Right now, I don't think she can hear the moose anymore. She just bark in case there's something happening.
Yeah.
Because when she's outside and she want to get in, she stands in a sofa in front of the kitchen window, looking into the kitchen. And I opened the door and I said, "Freya, come," and she can't hear me. So I have to clap my hands and scream at her. So she's probably soon deaf and
blind and everything.
Almost
but
blind.
She's still with us. She's still feisty. She still jumps up and down when she wants her food and says hello and does all these crazy little things. So yeah, I mean, she's still with us,
Yeah. And now she's
and
lying
it's
on the
lovely to
floor.
have her here to celebrate 10 years together with us. And we have other milestones, you see, because when you do a YouTube channel, things change all the time.
All the time.
So the first 5 years of our YouTube channel, all we did were tutorials. We did knitting tutorials mainly. We did crochet, of course. We did gardening, of course. Art journaling. So we did a lot of the things that interest us, but mainly knitting.
Yeah.
And from those times, the most viewed episodes and the ones that really made our YouTube channel famous. Can you guess? It's something
Maybe
about...
the cooking.
No. No, in knitting. The knitting episodes.
Oh, in knitting, the socks.
Of course.
Socks.
Yes.
That's always a hit.
And we were wondering, you know, for 10 years we've been wondering what made those episodes so popular. Was it because people wanted to learn how to knit socks? Or was the title? Because the title of those episodes were amazing. I mean, it's the best title you could come up with, remember?
Yeah, easiest sock in the world.
And the second easiest sock.
Second easiest sock in the world.
And then we did a third easiest sock, which was like a spiral sock. And the fourth easy sock, which was like a heel flap.
So people like easy.
People like the word easy.
So this is the easiest sit and knit for a bit.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah. Well, it's either people are Googling easy or they just, you know, love the sock episodes. I think maybe a combination of both. If you have any ideas, put them in the comments.
Look,
it would be... Yes, I've got Kivia yarn all over me. Anyway, so those years were the tutorial years. I actually enjoyed those quite a lot.
Yeah, it was fun.
But I don't think we really came into our own until the pandemic.
No.
Right?
I think the pandemic time was, I think, most fun in a way, because we managed to keep it going every day, and we had nothing else to do, but we saw that people were watching the videos, and we saw the comments. So like, we were isolated, but we were still with people. So that was really nice, actually. We had something to do every morning.
Something to do every morning. So the pandemic years, especially 2020, was a life-changing year for us. We had been doing the YouTube channel for 5 years, obviously. I mean, 2015 to 2020. For a little bit under 5, because the pandemic, the first lockdown in Norway was on March 12th, sorry. And then we didn't know what to do. Everything got cancelled, and we started broadcasting from home daily, talking about absolutely nothing.
It's amazing that you actually have something to talk about.
How can you talk about nothing for 45
and with no
minutes
people
to an
around?
hour? Right. And nothing to do.
But
But they became incredibly popular. And, you know, at one point, I still got Kivia yarn all over me.
I think we should move some of
No, because it's on the floor.
It's on the floor.
Anyway, forget it. Well, what I was going to say was that, you know, eventually it became evident for us that we couldn't do the podcast every day. So one day we sat down and we figured, why don't we do a weekly podcast, which became...
Sit in it for a bit.
Yep, Sit in It for a Bit. The name Sit in It for a Bit, we asked our viewers for suggestions, and somebody came up with that. And I thought that was a really fun name, and so did you.
Yeah, like that.
So that was kind of nice. And then Sit in It for a Bit was born. And about 5 years from today, if you go back to December 1st, so December 1st, 2020 is 5 years anniversary of the Advent calendar.
The Advent calendar. There's so many things. I can't understand how you can remember.
Well,
I'm not, because I can't remember anything, so I have no clue where this is going, actually.
Okay, so it was...
Is that 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe the first Advent calendar?
Right, because it was during the pandemic.
That was a bold day?
Yes, it was 2020. So we were in 2020, the Advent calendar was born. And the Advent calendar actually celebrated the 10th anniversary of the release of our book, 55 Christmas Balls to Knit.
How did you do the first Advent calendar?
The first Advent calendar was the one where Helmer burned his tail.
Oh, we were sitting in front of the fireplace.
We were sitting in front of the fireplace talking about Christmas traditions, and every
That
day.
was nice. And we put on the folk costume on the last
Right.
episode.
And on Lille Julafton, the 23rd of December, we came up with this crazy fairy tale, the tale of the two princes, remember?
We told the story about
Yeah.
the car broke down.
So that was our first advent calendar where we knitted a ball a day with everybody. So it was an advent calendar / knit along. And it was actually during the pandemic in 2020, it was to celebrate the 10th anniversary of our book, 55 Christmas Balls to Knit, which is now today or right now is celebrating 15 years. And yeah, and that's when the advent calendar idea was born. And after the 2020 advent calendar, we've done many of them every year. Actually, we did them in 2020, 21, 22, and 23 was the last year we did the advent calendar in December.
Yeah.
Because
of the time, because people have to have time to finish projects.
Well, we did the stocking knit along.
Yeah.
The first one was in 2023.
That was in November?
No, we did it. The first one we did it as a calendar.
Oh, the first one was in December. Yeah.
But we realized, I mean, on December 23rd, we were getting emails from Australia and from, places where they were actually going into Christmas earlier than here. And they were desperate for the last clue so that they could finish it up in time for their celebration. And we realized that we can't, if we're going to do a knit along again, a stocking knit along, we can't do it in December. So last year we moved, the advent calendar became just the knit along, and it was in November.
Yeah.
And this year we started even earlier. We started in October.
In October. So people actually can finish. So.
And this year we also launched the quiz idea, which was fun.
Yeah.
So the conclusion about, all the things that we're celebrating and the timeline for our YouTube channel, the only conclusion is that nothing is as constant as change.
No.
So there is always an organic change and a development, and things, they go one way and then they go another way, and then you take a twist and a turn, and suddenly you're there 10 years later with a fantastic knitting community, which is constant, as well as the changes are constant. The knitting community, the wonderful knitting community is constant as well.
So you never know. We're probably going to change again.
Oh, yeah.
Because we like to change.
Yeah, we like to be renewed and reborn.
Yeah. But I see there's a lot of things like us out on the internet. A lot of people talking about knitting. So I watched this. I watched some episode of this English TV show. It's like the English version of the Danish Strikkedyst, I think it was called. It's the game of wool.
Okay, yeah.
And I see there's a lot of people talking about all the things happening in the series. And there's a lot of people I've never seen before. So that's interesting to see.
Interesting to see how things change and new people come in.
How people are changing, actually. Their view on knitting is changing.
And now we probably have somebody new who's never seen an episode in their life. They came because it said sit in it for a bit. And they're wondering, where the hell's the knitting? And the whole point is you sit and knit for a bit while we talk, because we can't really multitask. We can't sit here and knit, because if we sit and knit, then there's no...
We can't talk, because I was thinking I should take this out because it's too short, but I don't think I can do it while I talk.
And you're preparing a little something. We've just come from South Africa, where we did a knitting, garden, mohair, and gourmet tour, because we also are known for doing trips, taking people on trips. So we did a South Africa trip, and it was so popular that we actually have a second trip coming up. Same trip. New people. I'm looking forward to that because I love Africa. I really love Africa so much. And we have a second trip coming, and Arne is preparing a little something because they say that when you're on safari, you need to wear some camouflage so that you blend in. Yeah. So show everybody how you're going to blend in.
I saw a comment on Instagram. Someone said, "Why don't you do a zebra sweater?" And then I remembered we did a zebra sweater.
We did one for Vogue Knitting magazine.
We did it first for Rowan magazine, but they didn't pick it for the magazine. And then what's it called? Vogue Knitting.
Yeah, Vogue Knitting
magazine. They took it. So the pattern was printed in Vogue Knitting. And that was probably in what year could that be?
Oh, that was before the pandemic. I can't remember which year. Maybe 2019. Time ago.
And then I remember, so I found the pattern on my computer. So now I'm making a new version of the the zebra sweater in case it will be cold in the morning when we go out to look at the animals.
Yeah, so Arne will be
it's
blending
coming.
in beautifully with the animals. I just hope there are no lions around.
No, they like
Because
zebras. But we have to
but
make
Arne,
a new
no
pattern.
lions around because they might eat you.
Yeah,
If they think you're a zebra.
So, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna take it out because I think the ears are too close to the neckline. So I'm gonna drop it a knit more on top.
I have to say, it's a little too short for me.
Yeah, it was a bit
If you know
short
what
to
I
me
mean.
also.
Right?
So I'm gonna make it longer so we can both wear it. But I think I can actually add this much
Yeah, you can.
because of the neckline. Because I'm gonna cut out the neckline. I don't bother knitting back and forth and decrease. So
You might benefit of a higher neckline for this design. Possibly a boat. No, not a boat neckline, but do a...
Because it has to come under like this. So I have to add more.
Yeah, but do it a little
Higher. Yeah.
because then you don't disturb the design of the zebra.
But this is a redesign. It won't be like the one, if you saw the one in the Vogue magazine back then. This will be different, so I guess we have to make a new pattern.
We're talking about just the front with the zebra.
Yeah.
The back and the sleeves are going to be in white or black. We're doing them in black.
Yeah.
And
I didn't bother doing the intarsia all the way because the face, there's so much yarn. I tried, and you spend more time unraveling the yarn. So I do top stitches or duplicate stitches for the face, and the big parts are intarsia.
yeah,
The normal way. And this is Ask from Hillesvåg, and
which is now available in North America.
yeah. And I've never done the top stitches or duplicate stitches in that yarn before. So that will be interesting because I know that yarn is growing when you steam it.
Yeah, it
Bounce out. So
maybe you should wash it.
Yeah, I think I should. Maybe I steam it
Soak
first
it.
and then I wash it.
I would probably just soak it first and wait with the steaming until you have it
Because
soaked.
you know, if you see a little bit of the white, I think it will disappear when you wash it, and it also softens up. Because you see on the socks we're making. If I have the no, I don't. But we're making socks for the fall costume.
Stockings.
Stockings, and we also wash when we finish them because the yarn bounce out and it makes everything nicer. This hasn't grown a lot. I brought this to South Africa.
You're supposed to knit it in South Africa.
And then I made a mistake, and then I didn't bother fixing it on the bus.
But we're going again, so you might be able to knit it a second time.
I'm gonna take it with me on the second trip, and then I started the number 2 on the Sätesdal.
The insane
pattern.
one, yeah.
Oh, I lost some stitches there. So because I'm down to the heel on this one, so now I'm gonna do this one down to the heel.
Very fun.
I have to put these stitches back.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna redo the pattern for the zebra sweater. We're gonna ask Hillesvåg if they can do it for us, and we're gonna sell the pattern online with suggesting Hillesvåg yarn, which is now available in North America, and for Europe, I think you can buy it directly from Norway. That shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, that's Arne's current knitting that he wants to get done for South Africa. We're leaving on January 6th, so I know that you are in a little bit, not in a rush because you are
because I have,
finishing up. But
I have to add like 20, or this much maybe, on the shoulder on this one. Then I'm almost finished with the back. That's this one. I'm more than half on the back of the sweater. And it's actually what you say, drug.
Well, the yarn lasts long.
Lasts long because this is 100 gram up to here. All this is 100 gram of yarn. So I think it lasts very long.
Yeah.
So I have, this is under construction, and I started the sleeve. I did that when we went to the party last weekend, and I couldn't knit in the dark
because it's black.
It was really hard. So, but it's coming.
Yeah,
I think it will be finished.
In case you're wondering what I'm doing right now, so we got all this beautiful Kiviet yarn in Greenland when we went to Greenland in June, and it's very, very soft. It's really soft. It's delicious. And I knitted this hat. Do you want to model it? Because it's actually your hat.
Yeah.
Um,
It's very soft.
it's very soft and yeah. And so I am actually on my second one. So there's one for me as well, one for Arne.
But
and
you
one
said
for
you
me.
would unravel it and make it tighter, but I
No,
don't
no.
think you
For
should.
For you, it's okay.
For me, it's good. And when my hair grows out a little bit, it's even better.
Yeah, and what I'm doing is also, I mean, I definitely have to be in a rush because I'm so slow. I want to finish this before South Africa because when we were in South Africa now, in the beginning of summer, it's still bloody cold
It was
in the
cold in the
vehicle when
morning.
you're in the safari and you're in this open vehicle and they drive fast because there's a lion that has been sighted and they want to get there quickly. You're holding on to dear life and the wind is just flying, is hitting you,
Yeah.
and it gets really cold. So we both had jackets on. Mine was beige, yours was green, so that we could blend in with hoods on. But my hood was a little bit heavy, and I don't know. So I'm thinking the color is natural as well. I mean, like an impala or a kudu.
You will blend in.
So I'm thinking that we're gonna blend in with these. So I'm gonna finish mine as well. Mine's a little bit smaller because I want it a little tighter. But yeah, and then you can also, it's a slouchy hat. You can wear it that way as well. Try. Exactly.
It's very soft. It's very nice.
Yeah, and very warm.
Yeah. But you won't make a sweater of it.
It's too expensive.
It's so expensive.
I mean, we have what we have. This is pretty much, I mean, I can finish this hat without problems, but that's it. There's no more yarn. I mean, we bought 2 skeins and we spend a lot.
And luckily we're not using the folk costume this Christmas.
No, because this Christmas we're going to do...
Because these are not finished and the other one is not finished.
Yeah, we're going to do something we haven't done for a long time. I can't remember if it was 2017 or 2018 that we celebrated Christmas in our house the last time. And ever since, we always celebrated up in a cabin in an area called Trysil. But it's a little bit complicated to get to the cabin, especially the walk from where you park until you get to the cabin is very strenuous. And my dad's coming
so you can't
to celebrate Christmas.
Take him up in the snow.
Yeah, now that my mother's gone, we wanted him to have a beautiful Christmas here in Norway. And it's easier to come here to our home because, we can drive him all the way to the front door. He can just walk in. So that's what we're doing. And therefore, we are not going to wear the bunad this year because we'll be in our own home. We'll dress nicely, of course.
Of course, but we don't have to put on the bunad.
Shirt,
just for
trouser.
The 3 of us.
And we're gonna have a hybrid Christmas this year. It's a hybrid between Sweden and Norway.
Sweden and Norway.
So we'll be having the traditional Swedish Christmas ham alongside the traditional Swedish ribbe, which is the pork belly, with the crackling, thing on top.
So that would be nice.
Yes, and then the day after we're gonna have pinnekjøtt.
And we have to have lutefisk before your father comes because he doesn't like lutefisk.
We're having lutefisk on the 20th or the 21st of December. My dad's arriving on the 22nd and we need to pick him up at the airport, yes.
I'm going to show one more thing because I started on
the sock yarn.
The sock yarn. And it stopped because I still wait for more yarn. So I'm on 200 grams now for this one. And I took the measures from a t-shirt, so it's based on a t-shirt. So
very nice.
Still a little bit before I'm under the sleeves or under the arm, but I was thinking like long sleeves, but I made a short rib, so I can't do long sleeves. It has to be short. So when I get more yarn, I'm gonna check around my arm like this and see how many stitches I need for the arm, and then I start from there and do a little rib and.
It's very nice. I love it. I love it how it knits up when you do a bigger garment than a sock.
Yeah, I think if this works, I could do one in each color.
Yeah, and we called it Socks and More, our new sock yarn. We called it Socks and More on purpose, so that people understand that you can knit more things than socks with it.
I have to go to the local yarn store if the one I didn't order soon will arrive soon, because I heard that they're gonna have it.
Oh,
but I don't know if they got it yet. So let's see with what comes first.
And then we've got a few other items to do for show and tell before we move on to other things. South Africa, back to South Africa. We were lucky that when we arrived in Johannesburg, our dear friends there had set up a little guided tour of the center, downtown Johannesburg, which was very interesting. And they took us to buy Swiss fabrics from Three Cats, which is apparently the best brand for these fabrics. And Arne brought them out so that we could show you all.
Different colors. So this is one of the patterns.
They're beautiful.
They are so beautiful. And we got this one. And
that's a very nice one.
This one.
I love that.
Like that. And this one.
I love that.
Yeah. I think these two were the ones you picked.
I think so, yeah.
And this one also.
Oh, I picked that one. Definitely me. That's very me.
Yeah. And then that one.
Arne likes the bigger, bolder prints. I usually like polka dots or stripes, things like that.
So this is me again.
Oh yeah, that's very nice.
and this one, which we have used before.
This is you, but it's also me.
Yeah. This has. I used this one on the trouser I fixed, but you have to wash them. They're quite stiff.
Yeah, the idea with these fabrics is you have to wash them first before you use them.
And I was thinking, of course, leftovers will be for doll clothes, and I was thinking maybe we should do like a quilt, just with squares, a very simple quilt, and use like as a bedspread or something.
With African fabrics would be very nice.
I was thinking about that, but then I was thinking about this husband, one of the spouses on one of the cruises. He said something really funny. I don't remember who it was, but he said he didn't understand why his wife went and bought all these nice fabrics just to cut them up and sew them together again.
Yeah. It's absolutely true.
It's actually a very good point, because that's what will happen with these.
It's absolutely a good point.
I will just cut them up and sew them together again.
Now that's a very practical man thinking there.
Very practical. But this could be bigger squares so you can see the pattern maybe. But look for the right label if you buy them, because these are the Three Cats.
Yeah.
I put this in my scrapbook.
And for the people coming on our trip in January, we will see about where you can buy Swiss fabrics as well, and let you all know. So when we're in South Africa.
And we know some places now. So
and Durban has some places, and Cape Town has obviously some places as well. And then the Three Cat logo is what you want to look for.
And we had a group who went on a guided tour in Durban on the last day, I think it was the last day. And when you guys came back to the hotel, I've never seen so many happy people.
Yeah.
Because they have got fabrics, like loads of fabrics.
So hopefully we'll be able to arrange this optional tour again. And fingers crossed. It would be nice to do it.
And some of the ladies, they also bought fabric that was printed in panels, so you can actually cut them out. Yeah. And there was a dress.
Very nice, yeah.
Already, or a skirt in the panel. That was very cool. So this is the most precious things we brought home from South Africa, or one of them. And
as we already mentioned, we do all these trips. We started doing the trips lightly in our first trip was in 2018 in the fall, just one trip along the Norwegian coast on the Hurtigruten, and then we did a couple in 2019, and then we did the infamous pandemic cruise where we got sick with COVID in 2020, where I almost died. I was severely ill. And then, COVID 2 years. And after we started doing the trips again, it all exploded. And we've done many, many trips. We brought a lot of people along the Norwegian coastline on knitting. We call them knitting under the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, and knitting under the midnight sun. And we are planning more. So we haven't released any for a little bit, but we are almost ready to release a new cruise here in Norway, a knitting under the midnight sun cruise, which will begin on, I believe it's July 27th and lasts until August 11th. So it's a fantastic time. We did it at the same time this year, and the weather was phenomenal. I mean, it was so warm and so beautiful. And when you arrive in Svalbard, it's the Svalbard cruise. So it goes along the Norwegian coastline, the best places along the coast, and then over to Svalbard. It's a working ship. It's supplying, especially Svalbard, with food. So you get to go to Ny-Ålesund, which is a a science station where you're actually not allowed unless you have a permit. But because Hurtigruten delivers food, there is a permit and you're allowed to go on land. You do need to take a mandatory meeting to learn everything you're allowed and you're not allowed to do.
If you don't join the meeting, you're not allowed to leave the ship.
So anyway, it's going to open soon. It's going to open before Christmas. So keep your eyes peeled. If you're interested on joining the wait lists to get notified, do send us a mail. And you can do so at journeys@arnecarlos.com. journeys@arnecarlos.com, and then we'll put you in the system, and then you'll receive a notification when the trip opens.
And we also have a trip to England coming, and I'm looking forward to that because this will be a different trip than the two other we did. Because we're going to Cornwall and we're going
Devon,
south.
Somerset, our favorite places in that part of England. It's a magical trip, and we were realizing, we were thinking the other day, because our guide and tour leader Marianne is fantastic, especially when it comes to her incredible knowledge on everything about Jane Austen. And even though this is not a Jane Austen trip, we're going to be with Marianne throughout the whole trip, and we're going to stay in Bath for a few days. So having Marianne in Bath it would be ridiculous not to do a Jane Austen segment there. So we're definitely going to be doing Bath in the eyes of Jane Austen, all told by the amazing Marianne, who's such a phenomenal
and now I'm looking into the Alice in Wonderland world, because we are going to Anthony. I found this magazine or brochure that we got first
from
time
the National Trust, Anthony House, where
they filmed Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yes, Alice
in Wonderland. So
2010.
So in the beginning of the movie, you can see the house, Anthony House, and there's like a party in the garden where they're dancing, and when Alice is running away from the party because there's a guy who want to marry her and she really don't want to marry him. So then you see the garden and the house, and she falls into the rabbit hole. So. And you also see the interior. Some of the interiors are in the movie in the beginning.
And the first time we went to Anthony House was the year of the film. And I remember walking around the garden, and they had all these features in the garden. It was like a very themed Alice in Wonderland. There's a maze there, and there was a caterpillar, and there was the rabbit was there, and the Cheshire cat was there. Not in the maze, but there were different areas of the garden. It was very fun.
They probably don't have that anymore.
They don't have that anymore, no.
But if you are on the trip with us, if you are signed in for that trip, and if you have some time in London before you go on the trip, you should, or if you have a time after, and if you're into Alice in Wonderland, you should go to Cecil Court in London.
It's a little alley. They say that it could be one of the inspirations for Diagonal Alley, Harry Potter's. It's a little alley. It's on the West End. It's very near the National Portrait Gallery. And there is a very nice antiquarian bookstore there with everything Lewis Carroll.
A lot of Alice in Wonderland.
Fantastic,
So we haven't bought anything, but we've been looking at things. Because some of those old books with the nice illustrations, they are so lovely. So
and in this trip to Somerset, Devon and Cornwall, we have that little Jane Austen connection thanks to Marianne and the fact that we're going to Bath. We are also going to Devon, to some amazing places there, as well as a really nice hotel. And then finally Cornwall. Actually, I think we're going to Cornwall first and then end in Devon. But anyway, Cornwall is spectacular, this wild, rugged coast. It will be all in bloom when we get there as well. It's beautiful with azaleas, rhododendrons, and lots of ferns.
Yeah, we're talking.
And we're going to visit the gardens of Helligan, which are our favorite gardens.
The Lost Gardens of Helligan.
Yeah, the Lost Gardens of Helligan. A fun place to go. Probably, I would say, my favorite garden in England of all the gardens.
It's one of them. I think it's hard to pick a favorite.
Well, I pick Helligan.
Helligan, yeah. But I also like Great Dixter and Sissinghurst. But Helligan is different.
Helligan is spectacular, and what's most interesting about Helligan, of course, is the story. The idea that garden actually was lost, and then has resurfaced and has been recreated again, is just a very fascinating story, and I can't wait to wander around there again.
It would be nice.
Yeah. So the trip is from May 21 to 31. And if you're interested in looking at that, you should definitely contact us again at journeys@arnecarlos.com, and we'll send you more information. And hopefully
You
you'll
have to
sign
be
up.
quick, I guess.
Quickish.
It's quickish for that one.
Now, Arne, what was it you wanted to say?
No, I was thinking we're talking about England and the gardens, and then this is actually kind of appropriate, like Jane Austen look-alike things. I found these paper dolls in South Africa, and I'm cutting them out now because we have grandnieces and nephews coming. So I think maybe this could be fun for them to play with.
Yeah.
They look a little bit English. Look at this one. This is like you press them out.
Yeah, you don't have to cut them.
But you have to cut the garments.
They're very cute.
They're very cute. I couldn't leave them. I don't know if kids like them, but I like them.
Yeah.
So, look, Queen
Queen of what?
the May.
Mary's
There's a lot of
Garden.
light in there, so you can hardly see them. So, but this is kind of fun. It's a fun thing.
Oh, and then the ballerina. I love
Yeah.
ballet.
I like to have these things when young kids are coming to the house. It's a different world for a lot of kids these days because they do everything on their on phones or computers.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to show this, especially to the little girl. She would like this.
Yeah. And I see that you have put from one thing to another.
Yeah.
I think that you put the Christmas ornament from 2025. We do collect these. These are lovely.
Yeah,
The Georg Jensen ornaments.
found that now, and because we like to have a Christmas tree in the room behind us with the red Christmas ball, red and white balls, and then we put the gold.
I love this
Which is
year's.
beautiful.
I love this year's.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And we also made a new ball.
Yes.
Look at this is different. Say we are always changing. So now we did
Let's see if we
totally
can put
different
this
Christmas
close to
ball.
the.
It's too much light in here. You can't see.
Oh, this is a pity. Why don't you go turn off the light in the
I'll
roof?
be back.
Yeah,
See if
2
that helps.
seconds. We're going to see if we can show you this. We really do want to show it to you. I might turn off the light here as well.
Oh,
Oh,
dark.
okay.
Now you can see more. Maybe no, you can't.
Oh, this is hard.
Still very dark light.
You know what it is? It's the reflections. It's the reflection from the lake.
There's windows on two sides.
There we
There
go.
you can see them.
There we go.
Nice.
This is what we're calling our anniversary Christmas ball. We're calling it the snowball.
Because it looks like a snowball.
Because it looks like a snowball and it's got cables, as you can see, all around it. Tricky pattern to design, to be honest, because you can't really use the original Christmas ball pattern that
That we have used for.
you know what, I'm gonna keep it like that.
Yeah, we have used that same base for the Christmas ball because it works. So we used that for many years. But for this one, it's very different. So we have the chart. Is that what you call it? So you can knit from the chart, but we also have to do a written pattern. And I hope it's correct because I checked it 2 times now with the chart and everything.
It should be.
It should be, but of course I had to go through the whole thing because when you cable stitches, it should be a C, not a K.
Yeah.
Because I think Norwegian. But it's finished.
Anyway, that's
I like it. I want to have a whole tree with just white Christmas
Yeah.
balls, and you could put like use yarn with sparkles.
Yeah, and do all kinds of cables. So that might be a project for next year.
Yeah.
Come up with 24 cable
Cable
Christmas balls. We'll see about that, but it is a great idea. And it is the anniversary ball. So this is the official Arne Carlos anniversary ball, 10-year anniversary for YouTube. We're giving it to our YouTube members as a gift. And if you're a YouTube member, all you need to do is go to the area, the area where we post things, what is it called? The community area of our YouTube channel, and you can download the pattern for free. If you're not a member, you can buy the pattern at arnecarlos.com, our web shop. And we're selling it for actually $2.10. So it's not
because
very
it's
expensive.
a lot of work.
Because it's a lot of work. We need some money for it. And while you're there, you might also want to take a look at all the Christmas patterns that we have, because they're all on sale at 75% off. So they're all around $2.10 plus tax or something.
But I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me?
Because we are celebrating.
Okay.
You haven't seen this.
Probably not. You're bringing
I'm
something.
hiding it under the tablecloth.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So we do really
It was
have...
frozen. I got it yesterday and it's probably not frozen anymore.
Yeah. So this is something that we have not done on our YouTube channel yet.
And I don't think we should.
Why?
I think it's hard. Oh, we could try.
I think with 1 year we should try.
Kransekake.
So we have, well, you know, I mean, when you're going to celebrate something, and we're celebrating so many things, most importantly, we're celebrating a fantastic knitting community. Of course, we need a cake, a celebratory cake.
These are very good.
And there's no more of a celebratory cake in Norway than a traditional kransekake.
You should put it on so you can see it.
Yeah.
Put it on this one.
Krans in Norwegian means wreath, and these cakes consist of a number of wreaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It said
18 wreaths.
18
rings.
And then you see there's a package.
Yeah, crackers.
With things.
And they usually, you know, they're Christmas crackers. And we need to, you know, go out with a bang since we have this anniversary.
But also you have to put this.
Oh, right. Yeah, you have to put flags.
Because that's what we do. We put Norwegian flags on the cake because it's a celebration. Look, how many? Only 4 flags.
Yeah. And then we do the Christmas crackers. Usually they have a little surprise.
One each. So let's see if this
pull.
works.
We have to pull.
Are you ready?
No, wait. Okay, pull. Nothing happened. But I got it.
You can pull now.
No. But I got it, so I'll open it and see. Oh, there we go.
I made it.
We have a second. We have a second one to try. Don't you worry. But let's see. The gift inside is usually a really bad joke.
Bad joke.
And usually these jokes cannot be translated. But I'm gonna try.
But I also have these things. If it's a birthday. See?
Oh God, this is so bad.
Yeah, this is also bad. Look at this one.
A crown.
Okay, tell the joke.
Okay, why did Santa put a clock in his sleigh?
Because he wants to be on time.
Yeah, well, he wanted to see time fly. Shall we try the other one?
That's not a joke.
It's stupid.
So, okay, next one.
Okay, I just need to grab the thing. Okay. I think I didn't grab it right. And I win again. But you can go ahead and read the silly joke. There's one in Norwegian and one in English, so you don't have to translate.
Okay.
Because if you translate, sometimes they can get very crazy.
That's for you.
Thank you.
And let's see. Hope it's not a dirty one.
No, these are for kids on it.
My friend said to me, "What rhymes with orange?" I said, "No, it doesn't." My friend says to me, "What rhymes with orange?" I said, "No, it doesn't."
That's stupid. It's so stupid. I don't
Oh
even
yeah,
know. What rhymes?
he meant
Oh,
that
what?
what rhymes with orange.
And it doesn't.
Oh, that was a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, here
Good,
we are.
No, not idea. Good joke.
Yeah. But Arne, look at us. Here we are, celebrating 10 years and 200,000 subscribers, almost 30 million views. And suddenly, from one moment to the next, we transform into the 2 Norwegian princes from the fairy tale. Remember the fairy tale?
I remember, but this is another. There was more jokes here. Say the last one in English.
No, it's really silly.
Stupid.
And now I wanted to lead on to the grand finale.
The grand finale.
We have converted ourselves into the 2 Norwegian princes, and we are ready to
eat cake.
Wait, this crown really doesn't fit me. I need a better one with diamonds on it, honestly.
Maybe you need a yellow.
Okay, this is better. Now I look a little bit more royal. I become, and Arne has become, the two Norwegian princes of the fairy tale that we did in 2020, if you remember that episode. It was done on December 23, and we talked about the car that broke down and everything that happened in the kingdom.
The kingdom of ours.
Yes.
In our kingdom.
So yes, we are going to celebrate 10 years of our channel now, and we want to thank you all for your support throughout these 10 years. It does mean a lot to us. And we can't wait to continue with the next 10 years to see what will happen.
We will be old in 10 years.
We will be old, but we are going to continue for a while longer, I think.
Nice, yes.
So we do hope that you have enjoyed this episode. And if you have, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember to like, subscribe, and engage, because it does help us with the algorithms. And if you want additional content, continue. Oh God,
I'm getting
if
warm.
I'm getting worse. If you want additional content, consider becoming a member of our YouTube channel. We've got shenanigans, cooking episodes, weekly catch-ups, live streams, quiz, and a lot of fun for you there.
Yes.
And all you need to do is go to the YouTube channel, look for the subscribe button. Next to it, you have a join button. Select your tier, and off you go.
Yes.
So Arne, shall we try?
We should, but remember, when you eat kransekake,
you go from the bottom up.
Never start on the top, because you destroy the cake. So you could do it take the ring from the bottom first.
And one for you.
See, it's still looking nice.
Or half for you, half for me.
And then we say goodbye.
We say thank you.
I don't think we should eat on camera.
Thank you so much for watching. And next week, we are back with another Advent episode. So it will be the 3rd of Advent. So we'll see you there. Toodaloos. Bye.
Bye.